Please be seated. I have a real quick announcement for you. Welcome to the Wilson High School 2016 graduation. This ceremony is a celebration of 12 plus years of study. Each graduate deserves to enter the ceremony and receive his or her diploma with the full attention and respect of the audience. Each speaker, musical group, and performer also deserves the same respect. As a courtesy to everyone, all cell phones should be turned off by now. As our ceremony draws to a close, we ask that our guests remain seated until all graduates have exited the main floor area. Following the recessional, audience members may join the graduates for congratulations in the northwest corner of the Tacoma Dome. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation with this request and for joining us this evening. So, please stand again for the posting of the colors by our Marine JROTC color guard and the playing of the Star Spangled Banner by our band. Thank you. Please be seated. Next, we have a song for you titled For Good, performed by our concert, show, and jazz choir, directed by Wendy Shepard. Thank you, Wendy. I'll give these seniors a moment to find their seats. Okay. Our first class speaker of this evening is our ASW president, TJ Hazen.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all as excited as I am to start the next chapter of our lives. My name is TJ Hazen, and I was Wilson's ASW president these past 2 years. I want to congratulate everyone for all of your hard work, and we should also thank our families for supporting us in this long journey through elementary, middle, and high school. I don't usually talk about myself, but I'd like to use my opportunity today as the class speaker to tell you some of my story in hopes that I can inspire you, and I want to leave you all with a few pieces of advice. When I was about 5 or 6 years old, my parents were considering whether to send me to kindergarten or to hold me back because I was so young for my grade, and I wasn't able to read at all or do any math. I made it all the way through kindergarten without being able to read even simple sentences, and it wasn't until first grade that I learned how to read. I also could barely run because I had very bad flat feet, and it took 2 intensive surgeries and many months of recovery to correct my condition. On top of all of that, I had a speech impediment and a lisp. However, I stand here today before you all as a strong student, as a 3-year varsity football starter, as the only 4-year varsity track athlete, and with the ability to talk in front of thousands of people. It didn't all come to me, and I had to work hard to move past my shortcomings. I wanted to be able to read like my peers, so I read every night for years, and my reading improved. I had to slowly get back into walking and then running after both of my surgeries, but I desperately wanted to be a good athlete, so by working hard during my recovery and afterwards, I went from being one of the slowest kids on my football team before surgery to being one of the fastest afterwards. And I wanted to be able to talk normal like everyone else, so for years I had speech therapy at school, and I was able to erase my lisp. In the future, if you think about me, I want you to remember that you can all overcome any obstacles and accomplish anything you put your mind to, with a little hard work and a lot of ambition. Just look at me. I was a chubby little kid who couldn't read or run or talk. Now, I'm a chubby big kid who can read and run and talk. I also want to leave everyone with 2 pieces of advice that I think are important. Take chances and have fun. I'm sure you've heard this before, but you never know until you try, or you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Live without regret, and if you think that maybe you should try to accomplish something, then do it. I'll attest to this because I decided to take chances at every opportunity these past few years, and it has worked out. My sophomore year, I took a chance and ran against an upcoming senior for the position of school president. My junior year, I took another chance and ran again for the same position, but against someone who is one of the most wonderful and beautiful people I know. And this year, I took a big chance and I still can't believe it. You can never really be certain what the outcome of something will be, so I'm telling you, it's worth the try. Finally, have fun. I'm sure Mr. Bissett will say the same thing later tonight, because almost every day these past couple months, he has asked me, are you having fun? Are you taking a break to enjoy your senior year at some point? I'd say no, because I wasn't relaxing much this year, but I figured out that I had to chill out sometimes and have fun, because it's very easy to get burnt out when you're working all the time and not enjoying yourself very much. So to my classmates, please take these next few golden years and figure out what you love and run with that, and have plenty of fun. To all our teachers, administrators, counselors, and coordinators, thank you for supporting, challenging, and caring for us. We couldn't have done it without you. It's been an honor going to Wilson these past 4 years, and I want to thank everybody one last time for making it great. Thank you. I'd like to introduce our next class speaker, Caitlin Butler, senior class president.
Parents, administrators, teachers, and fellow graduates, today is the day. Class of 2016, we have made it. September 5th, 2012, we all walked into the Woodrow for the first time, uncertain of what high school would bring. Some of us were excited, most were nervous. But the questions that haunted us were, what would high school be like? And will I even recognize myself at the end of the journey? 4 years later, my only question is, how am I supposed to reflect on such a remarkable time in our lives? Our class, the class of 2016, is unique. We come from diverse backgrounds and have extremely varied personalities: studious, artistic, outgoing, athletic, thoughtful, innovative. We have different passions and viewpoints. We've overcome our differences to come together as one, and it is that diversity that has made us the successful group that we are. The class of 2016 is a class of strength, spirit, and energy. I can think of several instances where our class truly shines and comes together. The spirit assemblies that we all come decked out for, prom and afterwards, and and cheering on each other as we play in our senior nights, to the little things like checking up on each other every day to make sure each and every one of our friends were lined up to graduate. Our class is a class that balances and complements each other. We have learned from one another. But the main thing we take away is to build upon each other to gain strength. We are truly greater than the sum of our parts. As we walk across the stage, 4 long years later, ask yourself, how much stronger of a person have I become? Then reflect and thank the other 261 graduates sitting here. The class of 2016 has endured everything not alone, but together. Every person has contributed in some meaningful way to others. What makes this class special is, regardless of the situation, we have each other's backs. As we head off in different directions, we start this new journey together. We take away and carry this class's determination and sense of unity. I have no doubt that the class of 2016 is on to bigger and better things. We stand here today on the precipice of the future. It's not a distant reality anymore. It begins here, and it begins today, Rams. Thank you. And I would like to welcome our final class speaker, Vincent Peitz.
All right. Hello, everyone. Wilson High School is more than just a school. It is a huge component in shaping the lives of students and provides a perfect mold for success in life after high school. Before attending Wilson, we all went to our various middle schools, and during that time, we all attended the class with most of the same kids we went to elementary school with. I personally went to St. Patrick's, and only 2 other kids from there are here as a part of the class of 2016. Needless to say, coming to Wilson was a major change for all of us. Not only that, but those schools were much less diverse overall. So walking into Wilson and seeing all of these different people who do so many different but equally wonderful things is awe-inspiring. Wilson has Division I athletes with high aspirations of going pro. Wilson has scholars that are going to attend Ivy League colleges. Yeah. Wilson has artists that express themselves in different mediums like glass and wood. Wilson has musicians and singers that can hold their own with the most classically trained professionals. You name it, there's someone in these robes that excels at it. Wilson High School doesn't just help kids be involved, it helps kids succeed in whatever they put their minds to. However, my favorite part about Wilson is that no matter what your interests or involvements are, this environment is so friendly and welcoming that anyone can talk to anyone and get along wonderfully. Not all schools are like that. Not everywhere are different minority groups treated just the same as the kids who are viewed as popular. Not everywhere can someone who had gone to a private school or go somewhere out of district be able to mesh so well with people who have been friends for years. Not everywhere can a kid who dances around on a stage, decked out in blue sequins, be able to create such a strong bond with football players and other athletes. At Wilson, that happens. And coming from experience, it changes lives for the better. Thank you, faculty, friends, and family, for changing all of our lives for the better. And now, our principal, Mr. Bissett.
Well, it's time for the graduation declaration. Caitlin, TJ, and Vinny, those are great speeches. I'm trying to compose myself a little bit right now. Here we go. By the authority vested in me by the state of Washington, I pronounce that this class has met the requirements as stipulated by the state of Washington and Tacoma School District Number 10, which would entitle them to a diploma as such. I hereby present the class of 2016 to the Superintendent of Tacoma Schools, Carla Santorno.
Congratulations, Wilson Rams. Your participation here today shows grit and perseverance and talent. You are remarkable, and we are so proud of you. Do not underestimate the power of this incredible journey you have begun. High school graduation is an extraordinary accomplishment and is a critical step in the life that you're going to lead. So if you look at this journey as following a path, then know there's no straight line to success. It is bumpy, it is crooked. Sometimes you will move quickly, and other times you will go very slowly. But remember, the line is important. You'll learn important things from every part of it. Take risks. Those new lines will bring depth. And finally, in the words of my favorite graduation speaker, Ellen DeGeneres, follow your passion, stay true to yourself, never follow someone else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you get lost and you see a path, then you should take that. Congratulations. With the assurance of Principal Dan Bissett that the Wilson High School class of 2016 has met the requirements for graduation, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2016 to School Board President Karen Vial for graduation.
Thank you, Mrs. Santorno. She could have also added Wilson High School Class of 61 alum. Standing here brings back so many memories of being a part of the third class of Wilson High School, and we were the first class to complete all 3 years of our schooling at Wilson. And Vince, I think, brought back also memories of the values that we started at Wilson that I am so proud to see carried forward today. Values of inclusion, values of community service, and values of caring about each other. And I think I am, as with many members of the class of 61, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 55th anniversary. Yeah, that's a long time. But what I want to talk to you today about briefly is we've been a group that have hung together like you're talking about, and I'm sure 55 years from now, when you're planning it, you will all be together as we have over the years and see each other and talk about things we've done. One of the things that we talk about, and we meet quarterly, is that the generations that have come after us have not stepped up to the plate. And I'm here on behalf of the class of 61 of Woodrow Wilson High School to challenge you tonight. And what I have seen in your generation tells me that you are going to be that generation, as we did when President Kennedy asked us to step up and do for our country and not have our country do for us. And work in the civil rights movements, and the leadership that came out of Wilson High School was amazing during that those few years through the tumultuous 60s, 70s, as we all came into our careers. Some of us in public service, some of us in other things. Wilson has produced many great leaders. We have produced mayors and lawyers and judges, and you have a great tradition, which I am very confident that you will carry on. I've watched your generation grow, and I think that you're going to be the generation that's going to be committed to solving the disparity in our country and finding solutions for the problems that we face now. And they're problems very similar to what my generation did. I want you to go forward and do what you're called to do, and as TJ said, do it and have fun. But please remember that you're a part of a group called human beings, and that we're all called upon to help those less fortunate. You at Wilson have a tradition of that. It goes to Key Club and all of other things where you step up, the Marine Corps, ROTC, Junior ROTC, and I'm very proud of that tradition. And I believe that it is fair already to describe your generation as one that is deeply concerned with social justice and intellectual freedom. And as a result, as we were told at our graduation by then School Board President Fred Haley, much will be expected of you. With your education here and your future endeavors will give you the tools and the to achieve your personal goals. And I think it's fair for us, class of 61, to ask you to give back to all of your community the benefits of your great gifts and talents. Build on your commonalities, celebrate your diversities, move this country well into the 21st century where it should be. And my challenge to you from the class of 61, 2016, is make your choice for progress, erase the past, which still for many of us looks like a sad and seemingly hopeless future. With clarity, respect, civility, and kindness, 61 asked 2016 to work to build a future in which all Americans can experience what the founders of our great nation envisioned, and that's equity for all. And I want to say on behalf of our class and on behalf of Tacoma Public Schools that we are proud of all of you and your accomplishments. And I also just want to say God bless and keep you as you go through this wonderful journey of life. And hopefully you will look back fondly on your days at Wilson as we do. And finally, go Rams. Now, by the power vested in me by the state of Washington, and with the assurance of Superintendent Santorno that you have completed the requirements for high school graduation, I declare this special class of Wilson High School of 2016 graduated. Congratulations and God bless.
Michaela Ann Smith.
Tanner Alec
Kalea
Colburn.
Kalea Alzani DeGregory.
Jordan Wilson.
Caitlin Butler.
Isaiah Rubel Harris.
TJ Hazen.
Armand Ruffin Jr.
Noah William Hill.
Joshua Charles Boudier.
Vincent Jerome Peitz.
Malik R. Brown.
Cameron John Shepard.
Zachary Joseph Boudier.
Isaiah Christian Clark.
Marcus Raymond Hicks.
Christina Caroline Requa.
Tyreek Floyd.
Riley Ann Silverstein.
Alexander Rain Fasthorse.
Madeline Michael Graff.
Enrique Giron III.
Ulandra Janae Alford.
Robert Benjamin Jordan.
Jada Allison Gonzalez.
AJ Cruz Chapman.
Bailey Paige Campbell Schmidt.
Danraid JC McClan Dalion.
Brianna Marie Jones.
Cody Mitchell Chaplin.
Callie Michelle Harrelson.
Andrew John Gullo.
Kenneth Tubig.
Charles Dixon Summers III.
Harrison Turoff Hansen Christensen.
Montre Earl Brown.
Samuel Parker Bogle.
Jelani Palu Thompson.
Andrew Michael Bone.
Alia Marie Williams.
Mackenzie May Hoffman Baum.
Avery Steffen.
Emily Rose Curran.
Cody A. Cooper.
Carly Ann Parker.
Eric Calabaza.
Caitlin Virginia Taylor.
Drew Nathaniel Posey.
Mark Ray Jones IV.
Jacob William Jessberger.
Peter Mack Larson.
Zachary James Van Volkenberg.
Ethan John Danny.
Mohammed Kasem.
Gavin Lee Hilligoss.
Christopher Richard Billingsley.
Eris Ann Danmeyer Kinney.
David Paul Bishop Jr.
Casey Marie Hallpayne.
James William Jimenez.
Josie Nora Rademacher.
Nicholas James Crockett.
Catherine Elizabeth Murphy.
Kenneth Matisse Thomas.
Troy Peter Showman.
Christian Mitchell White.
Andrew Macklin Stevenson.
Nathan Joseph Seamers.
Andrew Scott Pepin.
Wyatt Delaney Surgeonar.
Henry Hansen.
Isaac Timothy Goodwin.
Zachary Charles Thompson.
Cole McFerrin Hansen.
Colin Joseph Roberts. Reagan Ann Irene Benke.
Vincent Mitchell Hackney Jr.
Sophia Asadia.
Alejandro Torres.
Lucas Kelly.
Vincent Alexander Kay.
Corbin Rogers Cray.
Itzia Belen Martinez.
Riley John Larkin.
Jacob Edward Patzer.
Brian Michael Burge.
Alexander Owen Patrick Dillon.
Erica Nicole Hamlin.
Kalista Ashley Stevenson.
Marvel Sarah Foltz.
San Nok Huyen.
Diana Gelzoglo.
Min Tram Nokwin.
Kiara C. Knox.
Brad Luan.
Bradley Daniel Humphrey.
Dat Vin Win.
Madden McGregor White.
Andrew Young Wilson.
River Marie Faden.
Nigel Anthony Coppin.
Paige Elizabeth Costello.
Nicholas C. Wimberly.
Lauren Colleen Deal.
Justin J. Gibbs.
Starla France.
Michaela Sefarina Steffens.
Carly Noel Stoner.
Samantha Renee Fisher.
Samantha Mabel Vandenberg.
Leah Gandy.
Keitra Irene Fry.
Megan Amundsen.
Kelsey Faith Veman.
Brianna Ruth.
Madeline Elizabeth Dodge.
Michaela Monique Myers.
Kenneth James Anthony.
Desiree Anderson.
Xavier Jaden Martin Jones.
Nasia Valise Jackson.
Malik Coleman.
Dolly Elizabeth Dickinson.
Angel Marie Welch.
Tasia Lene Glover.
Kenzie Ann Baines.
Alexia Gamble.
Leslie Estrella Hernandez Oliveira.
Taylor Ann Booty.
Joseph Bell.
Alice Jean Siegel.
Jasmine Snipes.
Shimoni Mariah Woods.
David Bruce Jenkins Jr.
Destiny Marie Peterson Mims.
Evan Claire Darby.
Taylor Nicole Trottier.
Madison Riley Gundy.
Yevgeny Shuliak.
Jasmine Jade Brown.
Travis Lee Wambacher.
Katrina Marie Lopez.
Vong Qua Win.
Eric Ellen Ritchie.
Joseph William Madreski.
Haley Marie Musig.
Timothy Edward Taylor.
Emma Lou Haug.
Nikolai Aaron Hensley.
Michael Ray Gwill.
Cyrus Edwin Maxson.
Kira Anne Marie Williams.
Frank Lloyd Wally.
Tavia Ray Egebrotten.
Courtney Marie Fuller.
Cordell Deshawn Corbin.
Alexis Marie Melvin.
Levi Christian McConnell.
Marissa Bennett.
Ephraim Bryant Lori.
Frank Russell Lewis.
Matthew Evan Kessler.
Orion Lee Aguilera.
James Daniel O'Brien.
Daniel Paul McDonald.
Alexander Vasily Gavronsky.
Peter C. Krutoff III.
Antea Catherine Joe Burns.
Trayvon J. Milas.
Shantae Evelyn Cordell.
Exan Leah Grace Lasky.
Lauren Kate Oming.
Emily Lizanne Margaret Kamen.
Christina I. Chapman.
Catherine Margaret Pennell.
Tanya Solis.
Fawn Setva Divine.
Genesis Alexandra Brown.
Valentina Vladica.
Madeline Renee Black.
Amalia Urena.
Nicole Naomi Sandoval.
Victoria Frankov.
Sophia Catherine Sachs.
Galina Lutsuk.
Ava Marie Gallion.
Navjot Kaur.
Catherine Michelle Richardson.
Stephanie Louise Rawlings.
Meister. Diana Vladimirovna Meister.
Seiwan Park.
Ryan Anthony Burke.
Jazarel Violo.
Christian Garth Diaz.
Hassan Majid Altamimi.
Mariah Ruth Blankenship.
Paxton Michael Runanen.
Rachel Ann Bostick.
Jacoby Jashawn Jones.
Riley Ann McAfee.
Fernando Gabriel Lopez Letizia.
Johanna Isabella Biddick.
Irene Enriquez.
Tyler Allen Ferris.
Tina Van.
Antonio Michael Davidson.
Chantel Marie Munoz.
Jordan Rapp.
Avery Alyssa Rodriguez.
Cheyenne Chambers Reesner.
Ani X Monterez.
Alyssa Renee Adams.
Brooke Elizabeth Collins.
Chandra Jean Cockrill.
Stephen Siv Yen.
Miranda Diane Alto.
Matthew Hahn.
Mackenzie Carey Marvin.
Ethan Avery Preston.
What? Tradessa Ada.
Avery Hawk Paz.
Linya Rodriguez.
Noah Frederick Pettibon.
Marissa Alexandra Cabrera.
Jovel Apostle.
Tennille Michelle Martinez.
Anastasia Lowy.
Kayla Marie Bobo.
Rocio Cora de Borjas.
Jennifer Pham.
Sierra Michelle Bobo.
Bethany Jordan David.
Shasta Elgin.
Apason Ribroy.
Danessa Janae Blandford.
Lingxi Wang.
Billy Conkle.
Emily Suzanne Cook.
Sydney Marie Raker.
Taya Glade.
Infinity Malika Rachel Johnson.
Rashane Tatiana Petty.
Joshua Caleb Barbary. Elliot Bradley Logan. Crystal Lee Leeper.
Okay. So, a technical question for the gentleman over there. How difficult is it for you to turn the lights on just for a few seconds so I can take a picture for a lifetime? Is that difficult? Ah. Okay, seniors, this is my favorite part, believe it or not, of the entire ceremony. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this moment, just like I suggested to TJ for the last few weeks, right? I'd like to brag about you for a few minutes, but first I would like to acknowledge 3 staff members who will be leaving us this year. Mr. David Harkness, LRC teacher, 22 years at Wilson High School. Mr. Stephen Davies. Okay. Legal occupations teacher, 28 years at Wilson High School. And finally, Miss Kristen Orlando. English teacher, 18 years, Wilson High School. And could you give a round of applause to the entire staff, your family and friends? All right, here we go. This is a little work I tried to figure out with Mr. Kevin Medford. Let's see if this works. Check the photos up here. Ready? We have 2 City of Destiny Award winners. This is the most prestigious Youth Community Service Award given by the City of Tacoma. Congratulations to our entire Marine JROTC program. It worked. We have this year's City of Destiny Youth Leadership Award winner. Her name is Michaela Smith. She will be attending Seattle Pacific University. Next, South Puget Sound Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year, Kalea DeGregory. She will be attending Clark Atlanta University in the fall. Next, Male Athlete of the Year. He was selected two-time league MVP, all area, all state. He is the #1 scorer in school history. His sport is basketball. His name is David Jenkins. He will be attending Sunrise Christian Academy in the fall. Female Athlete of the Year. She was selected two-time league MVP, two-time all-area. She is also the #1 scorer in the school history. Her sport is basketball. Her name is Kiki Knox. And she will be attending Central Arizona College in the fall. Next one, inspirational female athlete. 4-time Team Inspirational Award winner, 3-time state competitor. Her sport is bowling. Let's go. Let's go. Her name is Genesis Brown. She'll be attending Wazoo. We have 4 significant memorial awards we give out every year. Alan Cartwright Memorial Award winner is Jacoby Jones. Eastern Washington University. Next, Harry Bird, Tyler Ferris. TCC in the fall. Next, Sally Granquist Memorial Leadership Award. The winner is Caitlin Butler. She'll be attending the University of Washington, Seattle. And finally, Mike Neff Memorial Award winner is Cyrus Maxon. Oops, that's close. He'll be attending Pacific University. Not perfect. Okay, on the pictures, that's Tyler. That's okay. We're good. 2016 Mr. Wilson, Vincent Peitz. You want to go see him right now? Roll the pictures a few more times here. No, keep trying. Okay, we tried. Tried really hard. There's Cyrus. There's Vincent. Yay! Next one. Okay, we're back on track. Mr. Sleva, take care of those people over there for me. Okay, 2 Narrows League team championships, girls bowling and boys swimming. Girls bowling also placed 4th in the state. The next groups are individuals who achieved notable accomplishments at the state level. Our entire all-state chamber orchestra under the leadership of Courtney Shelton. All-state brass quintet percussions trio group under the leadership of Michael Herb. All-state baritone sax, Noah Pettibon. Scintillation Show Choir, Gold Medal Heritage Festival. We have 122 students who competed at the state level this year. 122, congratulations. Okay, here's a good one for you. You ready? We're the only school in the state of Washington to qualify 2 unified sports soccer teams. Okay, Joey, you're good. They placed 2nd and 4th. Football, girls, and boys basketball all made it to the Sweet 16. Go to the next picture. There you go. Yeah. And one more. Here we go. Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. If you know anything about Wilson, an incredible history of swimming. This young lady broke, ready for this? She broke a 38-year-old swim record in the 100 free this year. She went to the state podium 5 times. Her name is Maddie Dodge. '71 honor cords. Just put your hand up out there. There you go. Pictures up there. 14 superintendent scholars. We believe at 3 o'clock today that we had 3 students who earned their AA degree while attending high school, getting their high school diploma. If those 3 could just stand up briefly, I know you're out there. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, so your parents are very happy. 2 years of college have been paid for. Nice job. Class valedictorian, we have 2 this year. First one, a perfect 4.0 cum GPA, inspirational athlete of the year also. His name is Cyrus Maxon. Second one, a perfect 4.0 cum GPA. His name is Noah Hill. Almost there. Outstanding senior girl. Drum major, 2-time All-State Band, show choir dance captain, starred in multiple musical productions. Her name is Tavia Eggbroden. Outstanding senior boy, class salutatorian, 3.99. Who was that teacher? Just kidding. NFL Foundation Scholar Athlete of Pierce County, TAC and Wilson Scholar Athlete of the Year, News Tribune All-Star. His name is TJ Hazen. He'll be attending Harvard next year. I think my boss will like this next one. I'm expecting a check in the mail tomorrow. You ready? 97% of these students have been accepted into a qualified program next fall. Oh yeah, and that's like #1 in the school district. Okay, next, we recently made the Washington Post 2015 nationally recognized list of top public high school rankings in the United States for the 3rd year in a row. Oh yes, our mission statement. Next, Wilson is the only high school in the state of Washington to earn the School of Distinction Award 5 years in a row. No other high school has won it twice. Okay, really close here. Words of wisdom. I looked back over many years of graduation speeches last night and selected my favorite for this group. Favorites. Here they go. Parents, you're going to like this one. Please and thank you are still magic words. Smile, be nice, work hard, and above all, stay positive. TJ and Caitlin, come on up here. Ceremonial movement of the tassel. You guys follow along. I know you can do this. 1, 2, 3. Present to you the class of 2016. Congratulations. Good luck getting down there. I said forget forget the disc. Okay. Oh, they were having a problem with the slideshow, for God's sakes.